Hello everybody, this is Patrick from the Backyard Science Lab, and today I will be making Oobleck. Oobleck is a non-Newtonian fluid that when you hit it, it turns hard. The ingredients you will need for it is water, cornstarch, and I will be using food dye so that it is easier to see on camera. And let's switch to the making view. And welcome to the high view. As you can see, I have my bowl here that I'm going to make my Oobleck in, and I'm going to start off with putting a little bit of water in our bowl. You can add more in the end if you think it's too thick, but for right now, I will just have a little. Then, you should get a spoon, and you'll scoop just a little at a time cornstarch into this water. You will need a lot in the end, so don't take too many spoonfuls. And then you'll need another spoon to mix your cornstarch and water so that you don't get a wet spoon in your cornstarch. You want to mix the first stuff in. So you want to mix this in first before you add more cornstarch. If you are like me in the beginning, before it gets too hard, you can add some food dye to make it a little bit more colorful. I'm going to add some neon blue to it. I'm adding a little bit more than I normally would because I'm going to put more cornstarch in, which will have more volume, and it's almost impossible. It's really hard and almost impossible to mix food dye in after it's become Oobleck. So I have my blue, basically watered down cornstarch here. And I'm going to add a couple more scoops of cornstarch in and slowly mix it in. I will fast forward to when it is almost done. This is starting to get to the Oobleck consistency. You see it's still a little bit watery, and it looks very watery now, but when I hit it, it turns solid. So just need a little bit more cornstarch before it becomes true Oobleck. This is the consistency of basically Oobleck. If I punch it or hit it, it turns hard and it turns solid, not very much gets on my hand. But if I let my hand sink in, it's like a liquid. And when I move it fast, it's like a solid. I'll bring this outside and meet you in a minute. I am outside now. In very hot Pennsylvania, and I have my Oobleck with me. I added a little bit more water since we last ended the last clip, and it is now waterier. But Oobleck, as I said before, hardens when you touch it or have shear force. So when I put my finger in it, it stays solid, but when I leave my finger in there, it acts like a liquid. When I try to pull my finger out, then it turns into a solid. And I'll use the spoon here to show you how when I hit it, it gets hard and then kind of crumbles. So whenever I punch it or do anything to it, it turns into a total solid. But then it turns into a liquid. So if I put it in my hands, it can turn into a liquid. Then as soon as I squeeze it, it's a solid. So if I move quickly with it, I'll be able to turn it into a ball. Now, Oobleck has some really cool properties, and one of them is being able to almost work it. When you work it fast, you can work it into the ball. And I'm going to throw it, and you can see the cool properties of it when it hits. I'll put that in slow-mo for you, but when it hit, it was a solid, but it instantly turned to a liquid. All of Oobleck is only made out of, all this stuff is only made out of two materials, cornstarch and water, and is totally biodegradable for outside play. This is something that you can have fun with every day. Now I will show you the science of it. This is like our pitcher, and this is our water. When I pour the water, it's small molecules that can slide past each other pretty well and can pour. But then I mix some cornstarch in it. The cornstarch are bigger molecules, like these. When these bigger molecules come in, it gets a little bit thicker and harder to move. And as you put more in and more in, like this, it becomes Oobleck. So this slides pretty well. It's a little bit thick, but it does slide. But then when I hit it, it turns solid, and then if put enough force, it will shatter. So that's the consistency of Oobleck, a non-Newtonian fluid. The water and the cornstarch are mixed together, but the water cannot move past the cornstarch molecules when there's sheer force on it. If you like this video, please do consider subscribing or liking, and come back to the Backyard Science Lab. Bye!